So we're going to do a little bit of an exercise now and sort of test your knowledge on some of the things we've learnt so far. What we're going to do is create a sample calculator in C#. So right now there's not much going on. We're just saying to the user, welcome to our cool calculator. And when we run the program, nothing's going on. So we need to program that ability. So what the user is going to do, they're going to enter their first number, which could be a decimal. And then they're going to enter an operator, so plus, minus, multiplication or division. And then they're going to enter their second number, and then it's going to perform the calculation and display it on the screen. So a few things to consider. Number one, the user can enter decimals. So we need to make sure we convert our numbers to doubles, for example. And the next thing is we need to take in the operator that the user enters and work out whether it's a plus, minus, divide, or multiplication, and then act on that appropriately using conditions. So let's ask the user for their first number. So we know how to do that. So we're asking the user for their first number. To collect that information, we use console.readline, and we want to put this into a double. So I've set up a variable called first, and that will store the first number, but console.readline returns a string, so we need to convert this string into a double, and we can use convert to do that. So we type convert, period, and we want to double. Open brackets, put the output of this inside the brackets, and then remember to close the brackets. So now we've captured the user's first number. The next thing we want to do is take in the user's operator. But let's take in the user's second number first. That's because we can just copy and paste this. It's a lot easier. So we have the user's first number and the user's second number. Easy. So now we want the operator. So let's copy this. And the operator will be a string. And because console.readline already gives us a string, we don't need to convert anything, so we can remove this. We're going to create a new variable called operator, but look what happens when I do that. You see it's highlighted blue, and it's throwing an error. Why is that? That's because operator is a keyword in C#. It's already actually used. For example, we can't create a variable with the name of double, for example. It does exactly the same thing. That's because it's a reserved word. So we need to choose a name that's not operator, because operator is already used in the C# language. So I'm just going to call it OP. You may discover that, so I thought I'd tell you the information now. So now we want to ask them for the operator. And we might want to tell them what they can do. So we're saying you can choose plus, minus, multiplication, or division. So we're taking in the operator and storing it in a variable called op. So now we have all the information from our user. We have the numbers and everything we need. So now what we need to do is find out what operator they're using and then perform the calculation. So how do we find out the operator? Well, we can use if statements to do this. So we say if. Now we use the equality operator. Is the operator, and because the operator is a string, we use double quotes. Is it a plus? So the code inside this if, we put in the curly braces. And if the operation is a plus, we say first plus second. But we want to put the result of this in a variable. So let's define a variable which stores our result. And I'm just going to initialize it to 0. And remember the semicolon. So now result equals the result of first plus second, because we're working with the plus operator. However, what if they want to multiply two numbers, for example? Then we need an else if. So this, if the user enters multiplication, for example, then this isn't true. It evaluates to false. So then the code execution will jump down. So we need to catch that here in an else if. So if the user wants to do a multiplication, then we check for that, and then just multiply the numbers together. It's very easy, isn't it? So you can see where this is going now. So we have plus, multiply, take away, and division. We put the division here, and the take away here. So this is how we actually detect the operator here. And in every case, we're doing the appropriate calculation, depending on the condition, and then always putting the result in the result variable here. So the last thing we want to do is tell the user what the result is. So you can see here, Visual Studio is offering me this. Yes, I'll take it. Press tab on the keyboard, and now it's written for me. So now I want to tell the user what the result is. Result. Something like that. So let's run the program and see if it works. So welcome to our cool calculator. What is your first number? 3. What is your operator? You can choose plus, minus, multiplication, or division. I'll choose multiplication. What is your second number? 4, because we know 3 times 4 is 12. I don't need to think about it. The result is 12. Well, that works. Let's try one more. Let's try 200 divided by 3. Because we know 3 doesn't perfectly go into 200, so we can test that our result is actually giving us a decimal. And you can see the result is 66.666667. So we have a nice degree of accuracy here. So by using doubles rather than integers, we can kind of deal with decimal values and numbers that aren't integers, numbers that aren't whole numbers. So this is a very quick example on how to make a pretty cool calculator in C# by using everything we've learned so far.